getting ready to launch the boat, and it was real windy. It was blowing hard. There's waves in the lagoon. It was rough. Good for duck hunting.
So they were the only boat out there other than us, and we were going out there, and we were about halfway across the lagoon, and we heard like yelling.
I thought they were yelling at us to get out of their spot. That's what it sounded like at first. But then once we got out there a little further, we could see their bodies on, like it looked like they were kind of in the water. We didn't know if they were on top of the boat or in the water without their boat.
It was still dark and it was super rough, and we could kind of make out something in the water, so we drove over there, and then 3 kids were sitting on top of their boat. They were flipped over.
We asked them if they were okay, and then we asked who was probably the most coldest, and there was this one guy that could barely talk, so we got him in first, and so we drove back to the shore, and we dropped off. Trey dropped me, Brice, and the other kid, and the dog off, and then Trey went back out and got the kids.
So we went back out to the boat. They were both still on top of it, so I picked both of them up, took them back to the shore with everybody. Brice and Jack gave them their jackets and made sure they were warm, called the ambulance, and then we got them back. They were all good. Talked with them for a little bit, made sure they were okay. I asked them if they wanted to sit in my truck. They said they were fine. The oldest one came and gave me a big hug, and he said he loved me.
Later that day, we never really heard anything about him, but one of their friends came out in a boat and was finding their stuff that was floating around in the lagoon. He said that they were doing okay.
It was pretty scary for me because that was the first time I ever saw someone about to die, I thought, because the water was so cold and one of the kids couldn't talk. And
if we hadn't been there that day, those kids probably would have drowned or died of hypothermia, because one kid already pretty much was starting hypothermia and the other ones were getting close to getting it. And they were in the middle, so there's no way to get to the shore by the time they would get hypothermia. So when we got back out on the water and got to our spot, it was kind of weird to think that we were just out there normal day hunting and that we saved some kids' lives. It was kind of a weird day of hunting for us.
So I'm glad we didn't go with our first instinct and leave them there, because that could have been a lot worse. Glad we went with our second thoughts and went and checked it out, see what was going on.
I thought it was great how we all worked together and worked as a team to help those kids.